Today I'm going to tell you a story. This story is about a young boy in his mid to late 20s. He graduated in acting from Lucknow and decides to make a career in acting. He then he found an ad in the newspaper that they were making a film in Bombay. So at an age of, I believe, 24 or 25, he comes down to Bombay to act in this film. While he was in Lucknow, he was earning merely $2,000 a month, 2,000 rupees a month, I mean. So he comes down to Bombay and then he realizes that it was a fraud. There was no such movie being made, but he still decided to live in Bombay. But because he did not have any place to live, he was overnight he was living on the railway platforms of Bombay. Back in those days, which still might be the case, there were no trains between 1:40 a.m. and 3:40 a.m. That was the only time he could get to sleep on the platforms. So he started looking for the jobs in acting, and in making a career in acting. And then eventually he came up with one real advertisement where they were looking for somebody in the role of late 60s, to be cast in the film. It was a very prestigious film made by one of the very prominent directors in Bollywood cinema. He applied for the role, he was auditioned, and he was told that he is the right person for the role. He practiced for that old man's role when he was 27 for about 6 months. 10 days before the movie shooting began, he was told that he was not going to be in the movie anymore. And he heard this, the rumor. So he called the director of the film and he confirms, and the director said, yes, that's right. This role has now been given to one of the very leading and prominent and one of the very versatile actors in the Bollywood film industry, Sanjay Kumar. He was absolutely disappointed and devastated. He was practicing for this role for 6 months, watching elderly people, how they behave, how they act, how they respond to situations and kind of things, including the facial expressions. He was very good at acting, so he was quite disappointed that this role was declined to him 10 days, just 10 days before the shooting began. He said there was nothing for him to lose, so he decided to go and meet the director of the movie. He knocked on the director's door. The director opened the door, and this young boy, he said, what is the reason this role has been declined? He said that the producers want somebody who is quite settled and experienced in the industry. You have absolutely no experience of working in the films. This is your very first film, and the producers are not really happy giving the role, and not make money out of this film. So he was equally disappointed even then, and then he was very angry, and he believed in his heart that he is the right person for that role. Even if he did not have any experience, he knew about acting, and he strongly believed that he was the only person who could do that role that well. A 27-year-old playing the role of a 65-year-old person. So the director then said, well, I can't really help it. It's a producer's decision. So he was very angry and very devastated, very frustrated. And he said that this is cheat. You are cheating me. You told me, you promised me 6 months before that you are going to give me the role to act as a leading actor in the movie. And now you are telling me that that role has been declined. He said the whole movie, your entire movie is based on truth. And you are swaying away from the very truth by not giving me the film. He went to the extent of saying that I'm a Brahmin and I can curse you and all that kind of things. He came down the stairs before he decided to wind up everything and go back to Lucknow. So he came back. He came down the stairs, and the director called him from the window. He said, "Just come upstairs." He said, "No, no, no. I have made up my mind. I'm going back to Lucknow now." He said, "Just come upstairs." This gentleman goes upstairs, and the director said, "What you did just now, about 10 minutes before, is a very good indication that only you can do this movie." He was awarded that role once again, and what happened after that is history. If you have guessed who this person was, you might be absolutely right. Yes, it was Anupam Kher, the legendary Anupam Kher, who has acted in 532 films so far while I'm recording this video. He has been awarded with very prestigious awards such as Padma Shri and Padma Vibhushan for his contribution to the Indian cinema. What is so common, what is so important to note here is he was absolutely fearless. I recently watched one of his interviews in a regional channel, TV channel of India, and it just blew my mind to see how things can take place in your favor when you are not fearful. So his secret to his success in life is, he said, be absolutely fearless. Believe in yourself to the extent that yes, I'm the person who can do this job. By the way, this film, when it was released, it was watched by the legendary actor Sanjeev Kumar in a private cinema just by himself, and he came out with tears in his eyes, and he called the director and he said there was no other person who could have done justice to this film than Anupam Kher. Anupam Kher believed that he is the right person. Why? Because he was fearless. Why? Because he believed that he is not a seeker. He has got nothing to lose. That is my point. Welcome to Career Launch Australia. My name is Rajiv Bedse. Why is it that many of us face low or high levels of fear at job interviews? Now, when I say fear, I don't mean necessarily at an emotional level. I mean fear at subconscious mind level, which is deep rooted into the subconscious mind. Let's call it uneasiness. Let's call it nervousness. Let's call it apprehension around getting your perfect job. I always believe the job interview stress is due to the seeking mindset. Since we want to get that job by hook or crook, anything that comes in the way of you getting the job will create a wall of stress. I have always believed that you cannot reach out to an employer as a seeker. I believe your job interview is about aligning your skill set, your mindset and qualifications with job requirements and setting fair expectations with the employer. Even if you want the job, you don't want to end up joining a company that is in contrast with your goals, your aspirations and values. I'm not asking you to fight with the employer like Anupam Kher did. What I'm saying to you is believe in yourself to such an extent, regardless of whether you have the experience or not, that you are the right person for the role. Work hard on getting the job. There is no such thing as free lunch in this world. You can't get success without working hard. Whether you work hard or whether you work smart, it's different thing altogether. But what I'm saying to you is work hard on getting the job and believe that you are a giver. When you are a giver, you will be in control. One of the things that, or one of the questions that was asked to Anupam Kher in his interview is that, what were the learnings that he took away from his ancestors? He said that his grandfather taught him that when you don't need anything from the other person, you both are at the same level. How true that is. That's exactly what I'm saying. Even if you need the job, don't be a seeker, be a giver. When you become a giver, you become the CEO of your own company. And the CEO of your company is now having a very serious discussion with the CEO of another company, which is the employer, as to how you can solve their problems. Anupamji's father also taught him that failure is an event, not a person. How true that is. You may not get the job in the first instance, in the first attempt. Doesn't matter. What is happening during the process is you are sharpening your skills, your interview skills down the line. And that interview will come, that job will come, which you truly deserve. But it will come only when you believe that yes, you are the right candidate for the role, and you are in the upper seat, which is the seat of a giver than a seeker. I hope this makes a lot of sense to you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at Career Launch Australia. We are more than happy to help you. But please be absolutely fearless when you are looking for a job, and believing in yourself strongly enough that yes, you are the right person who can do justice to the employer's expectations. So for now, I'll say goodbye, and I will see you in the next video very, very soon. So bye for now.